Hello and welcome to another edition of the One Team We Agree On. I'm Jillian.
And I'm Kyle. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. And how about yourself?
I'm doing well, thanks.
It's been really cold out.
It is really cold. Hope everyone out there is staying warm.
hmm
We are recording this on Super Bowl Sunday prior to the big game.
Yes, relishing the last moments of the Eagles still being the
Yeah,
BTA Super Bowl champions.
yeah. It was a exciting time for you last year, and
And you got to live vicariously.
I did, I did. But anyway, on today's episode, we're gonna talk about a couple things here. Just nothing major, but we're going to talk about the union adding finally, making it official, the signing of Geiner Martinez, and Malik Jakupovic, and
Uh,
ma- uh, it,
Music went off. Let's just
Malik's been
say,
putting on a little bit of a show, as
yeah,
well as the rest of the U.S. U-17s in the
yeah.
CONCACAF qualifying.
hmm
Um, and we can share a couple thoughts on the preseason friendly last night against Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Yep. So some preseason stuff and some youth national team stuff we got for you.
Yeah, yeah. So again, it'll probably be a short episode, but we appreciate everybody tuning in. Just kind of wanted to get something out here with everything going on this week. So,
Yeah.
yep. And before we get started, what are you wearing today?
I am celebrating last year's Super Bowl, one of the best Super Bowls, that and Super Bowl 52. I mean, we can all agree that when the Eagles beat the Patriots, that was insane. If you haven't watched the 30 for 30 that ESPN put out on the Philly special, go watch it. You won't regret it. It was good and I definitely got choked up. But I am wearing my Super Bowl 59 champions shirt and has all like the player signatures on the back with a picture of the Lombardi too. So, um, also I have my Eagles cup here too. So, yeah, that's what I got in celebration of that. And by the way, 8 years ago today was the Eagles Super Bowl parade for their first Super Bowl, which I was at with my sister and some of her friends. And so I've never had to pee so bad in my life. Like the sprint we did to McGillen's after the parade passed by. Wow. Yeah. But it was a great time nonetheless, and quite the stories I could tell, but I'm not going to. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm wearing another favorite of mine, the skull, soccer ball skull with the dupe, with the Union logo in the middle. It's an old logo, so this is an old shirt, but it's a comfy shirt and one of my favorites. So I'd bust that out for today. So where can people find us at?
You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. Also, check out our website, theoneteamweagreeon.com. We've got lots of articles out there. You can find us on our YouTube channel for the One Team We Agree on
Yep.
socials. You can find us on Twitter and we're at TOTWAG, also on Blue Sky at that. And we are on Instagram at Facebook at the One Team We Agree On. You can find me at silly double underscore Jilly on Twitter and on Instagram. And you can also find me on Blue Sky at Jillian Albany. And you, Kyle, can be found at Coach Albany on all those.
Yep. So let's get into it here. First topic, one we've been kind of waiting on since Jose
Like in December, I think that
Nunez broke. Yeah, about,
Jainer Martinez.
Martinez. Yep. So center back from CA Juventud.
Wow, you
Juven
guys are all going to crucify Kyle for.
Juventud
Um,
to has signed to the Philadelphia Union through 2027, 2028 with two options to the 29, 30, and um second option through the I
the
think
29 to 30 season.
yeah.
Um,
20, 29, 29, 30. Yep. Um yeah, so definitely Bradley really talked about, some of the things here. He says the experience he's gained through earning promotion in two consecutive seasons is valuable. He's a competitor and dedicated to defend within our identity. We look forward to getting integrated quickly with the team.
and it seems like he has been. It seems like the players have really, you
Yeah.
know, they really like him and that they like what they bring. Just looking at some of the socials that the union have put out, it
hmm
seems like he's fit in well with the group and So excited to see what he can bring. And having center back depth is not a luxury that the Union had last year.
Yep.
So I think that's great when you have Jeff at Sari Larson, you've got McCanya, you got Finn Sundstrom, and now you have Geiner Martinez. Plus you have a guy like Nate Harriel who can fill in there if needed.
Right.
So with all the competitions they're gonna have, it is not a bad thing to have that depth.
Absolutely not. And, something that stuck out to me is that experience of, going through to promotion, and just, he made 12 appearances last year in the Clausera, helping record 5 clean sheets, and was instrumental in their promotion run through the Segunda Division playoffs. And he was also on loan with Central Espanol FC, where he contributed the club's first promotion since 2012 across the 24-25 season. So, I mean, to be able to go and help teams like that,
Hmm.
it's a good learning opportunity.
Hmm.
So he's going to bring some of that. He's very young. You see him.
Hmm.
He's strong.
Yeah,
He's a big, strong, physical person.
we saw some good speed from him so far.
Yeah, I
So
mean, again, he got in the 31st minute yesterday for Macanya against Tampa Bay. I mean, you could tell he's still acclimating, but
yeah, for sure.
he looked fine.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can
Yeah,
do.
I am. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, so leave us your comments. What are your thoughts on the center back position? Because honestly, I think it's a young group. Obviously, you have Macanya. It's
Yeah.
a new group, but hey, it's a promising group. So
Yeah. So do you want to skip right? Well, we can actually just get right into talking about the friendly while we're on that topic.
sure, why not?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's.
because nice little segue in there because first of all, props to the Union and Visit St. Pete Clearwater and the Rowdies for all making the stream happen because
Yeah,
a free live stream for us to watch was fantastic and it had commentators, it had multiple angles. So props to them for that. And they had said on the broadcast the game against CF Montreal on Tuesday is going to be streamed. So wait for
there we go.
information on that. But yeah, so that was great, first of all. And so the Union, they took on USL Championship side Tampa Bay Rowdies and they won 2-0. Let's talk about that lineup, the starting lineup, because when that came out, that was a very Union 2 forward or
Yeah, it
reverse
was.
forward lineup. And Bradley Carnell, if you're listening, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
Yes, I loved it. And no, like seriously, I loved seeing that Rafael Uzcategui was paired at center back with Mikanya. Okay. And then you have guys like CJ Oni, Sal Olivas, Stash Korzenowski, you know, seeing all those guys in there. And and Cavan gets the start and Raffanello and Bizo and and Ben Bender. Like
yeah.
you had some of these guys that are normally reserves or they're just like the really young, Union 2 guys. And I loved seeing what they could do there, honestly.
Yeah, I
Why not?
mean, I made the joke. I was like, yeah,
Oh, and don't forget Andrew Rick and goal, who
yeah.
we'll talk about.
I made a joke, and somebody was like, "Yeah, this Tampa Bay rally side's not the greatest," and you know, in other words, and because they weren't the best last year in USL, but I know they've made some additions. But I'll tell you what, they came out fighting. I mean, there was opportunities early on for Tampa Bay to
Yeah.
get a goal
Mhm.
outside of that PK. Um, then they get the PK. But Andrew Rick,
Andrew Rick.
he was the story of that first half. I mean, he made probably 3, 4 saves that I could easily say there should be goals outside the PK.
He was put on a clinic.
Yeah, he was. Overall, I mean, you can see the talent against, USL championship side playing against,
Hmm.
some younger boys, and some of the reserves, and some of those guys playing for the first time together, out there in competition like that.
And then, of course, you think about it, Stash and Sal, they played together a lot.
Right.
So and CJ and Kevin, they played together a lot. So you have some of these guys. Of course, Rick has played with all these guys, but I have to say, I think that Rick showed so much poise. He's shown so much growth and command back there, and he just keeps getting more and more confident, and you love to see it.
Yeah, and obviously in second half, Blake came in. He made a nice save or two. There's a lot of Union connections there. Tampa Bay's goalkeeper has connections, obviously, with both Philadelphia. I believe White was there, but he's also the backup national Jamaican national team keeper.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, and obviously, so Blake was there with two of his mentorees, so to speak. So the
Mentees.
mentees, yes. So that was kind of cool. When I
Yeah.
saw it, I was like, oh, White's in that. Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then so the second half begins, and it's only a couple minutes into the second half. And in the first half, it was late in the first half, I think, that Tori Penso is roughing, and
Hmm,
yeah. Anyway, there what Sal was taken down inside the box. It looked like it should have been a PK, and nothing was called.
that's
And
right.
to the protests of everyone, and by the way, Choo Choo, Jesus Bueno, who started, he was wearing the captain's armband. Okay, but yeah, I mean, he was, pleading with the ref for um the PK, and he had been shown an early yellow too. So some of the reffing was a little sus, but anyway, but Rick, he made the save as he does because Rick is a PK specialist, and I had a great conversation with him last season about it, just kind of what goes through his mind on it. That article is on our website, by the way. Andrew Rick, Rising Star Union
Yep.
goalkeeping. You can find that on there. But anyway, he just really has a knack for it, and so I was not surprised when he made the save, and then the rebound, it went wide. So yeah, so good for Rick. And then, yeah, you get the changes.
Yeah.
So
And just a real correction, I mispronounced the goalkeeper for Tampa. It's Jamali. Wait,
okay.
that's right. Yeah, I'm like, well, it's not. No, it's something else. And I couldn't. I had like the phonetics there, and I'm just like, okay, but yes, Jamali Wait is the national team backup for Jamaica.
Yeah.
So
So it was like what, around the 62nd minute or so. The all the
yeah,
substitutions, they subbed out everybody but Jeremy Raffanello. And so a lot of the starters, you've got those guys coming in. Um, but the big ones, at least in my mind, seeing Jordan Griffin and Kellen LeBlanc come on the field.
that was a cool moment for those two, especially Jordan really coming into his own the second half of the year in MLS Next Pro. I
Yeah,
would
last year,
say,
yeah, he
yeah,
really showed
yeah,
a great
second half of
improvement.
last year, and Kellen grew throughout the year as well.
Yeah, the two had a good showing at the U-17 World Cup
Yeah,
back in November,
so
along
it's
with
good.
Gavin. So,
So it was
yeah,
good to see that Bradley was going to give him a look in some competition. Now, they did okay.
they did okay. I mean, it was learning
Jordan
experience
had some learning experiences out there. I'll say
for
that,
sure.
but.
But for
You
like
know,
yeah,
But for them, this is what the preseason is about.
I mean, they got to be on the field with guys like Alejandro Bedoya and Andre Blake, and these guys that are just these venerated veterans,
Yeah,
And so what a cool experience for them. And, I know Marlon got to be there and see him too, because Brooklyn's training.
yeah.
So I know,
That was.
shout out Marlon. But yeah, so awesome to see those guys get on and get that experience.
All right, I thought both of the goals in the second half. Um, I know we were talking about, but the hold-up play for Aldo.
Yeah, he kind of was fighting off the
Yeah,
guy
and
and
there's
spun
that
around and knocked it
strength.
over.
That
Yeah.
strength he was able to curl around, which finds a nut alley, run right in the box,
Hmm.
and finishes. And that's the kind of stuff you want to see as the team builds to getting ready for the regular season. Those kind of things.
That was some nice build up because and right before I went to You had Jovan making some
Yeah.
nice plays there. So it was a really nice build up to that first goal there.
And then the second goal was just a great cross from Frankie
Yeah, it was.
right into, and Danley Jean-Jacques just heads it right in.
Yeah.
That was a perfect play where again you see where are the assists going to come from?
Yeah,
Well,
point accuracy.
if you see more of those kind of deliveries from Frankie, he's probably going to not be here long, potentially.
Hmm.
But B, I mean, there's somebody you want to see, and we'll probably talk about on a preview episode that you want to see maybe get a couple more assists this year.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll end up becoming one of the facilitators.
Yeah, I mean, let's enjoy Frankie while he's here in Philly because he's really just showing he's got it. And
He
but that
is.
and I know a lot of questions were like, who's gonna be getting those assists and crossing and doing all that now that Kai's gone? Well, Frankie's definitely one of them. I've said Frankie, Milan, and even Cavan. Possibly, I've seen Cavan do it time after time. I've seen CJ do it if he actually gets a chance. But
Yeah, and
you
let's
know,
also remember the window's still open. Not that we know of anything, but the window is still open, so the Union can still go out and get somebody.
I mean, they do need to get a left back,
Well,
and and I mean, Jordan's not quite there, but Jordan, he could be the future there, Jordan
yeah,
Griffin.
he's got a couple
But he's
years.
got some time to learn. So
But no, I
yeah,
thought overall, second half, I thought definitely when you had the stars out there, you could tell a difference.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
eh,
nice header by Danley though for that second goal, and
I still
yeah.
say, in my opinion, you know, Blake with a really nice save
Hmm.
in that second period on a tough, great shot. And, Rick just, I will say on that PK for Rick, I wouldn't say it was the best PK, but he did an outstanding job
Hmm.
of reading it right and reacting. And so, hey, they play Tuesday against CF Montreal.
Yeah, against Brandon Craig.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. Obviously, this is their last preseason match. I
Yeah.
don't know if Bradley's going to talk to the media tomorrow or not. But I'm curious to see, what that lineup looks like. Obviously, he's probably still going to play with a couple things, but how much to the final lineup? Is this going to be
Hmm.
a little bit of a dress rehearsal?
Yeah, that's a great question.
So I'm interested to see that. And then what are the substitutional pairings?
Yeah, because there were a few players that didn't get in this time. You didn't have Jeff Sari Larson, you didn't have Finn Sundstrom, you didn't have Bruno.
No,
So probably forgetting a couple, but like yeah, so there were a few that weren't in. So I think we'll see them against Montreal.
we'll see. But yeah, let's go back and talk about
The
the teams.
U17s.
Yeah.
So the United States men's national team, the U17s, they played their second match of the qualifiers for CONCACAF, and so they had a 10-0 just thumping of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah.
And it was very one-sided, but they had Malik Jakupovic in the starting lineup, as well as Matthew White, who was in the goal. So that was White's first appearance for this tournament. Malik had come off the bench in the previous game and had a brace. So, because I don't think did we talk about that on the pod yet?
No, no,
Yeah. So
that's why I had it.
yeah. So, but yeah. So we'll start with Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, though.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I should actually read the notes here. No, but so first of all, on Thursday they
Yep.
played Saint Vincent and the Grenadines 8-0. So Aaron Medina had a hat trick. Paul Sokoloff 2 goals and assist. Will Ostrander had 3 assists. And Malik comes on in the 60 something minute
Yeah.
and he scores a brace. He scores in the 71st and 87th minutes. So, he looked real good. That match was a pretty good opening statement there. And then Malik gets the start against St. Kitts and Nevis yesterday. And so 5 goals and 1 assist.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and also
Matteo Di Morelli had a brace and
an
a
assist. Yeah. Yeah, but the last game was like it was like 4 or 5 guys like you just mentioned that were like contributing to
Yeah,
everything, and this one was like
it was the Malik show.
Malik show, and then it was like Mateo, and then there was like three other guys that just kind of were sprinkled in there, you
Yeah, there
know.
were three PKs, and
Yeah,
then Malik had the third one of it. So, uh, and I would say like Malik had a first half hat trick, first of all.
yeah.
He played the full 90, and Matthew White went the full 90. Matthew White didn't have much to do. I mean,
There was that one, wasn't there like a blunder at the one point where he had to scurry back? I thought there was like one.
he didn't have too much. It was the USA outshot them 41 to 1.
Yeah,
They only mustered one shot. And aside from just some really routine stuff,
yeah,
White didn't have to do too much.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I have to say the third goal that Malik scored to complete the hat trick was kind of crazy because he was kind of on the right side of the box and kind of went around a defender and he blasted into the left side of the net. Like it went through the goalkeeper's hands slightly and
Now,
went in. That was just, I was just like, wow, that went in. Wow.
yeah, I was like, wow, and it's like, yeah, but also definitely a better keeper's gonna make that save or
For
deflect
sure.
it out.
I mean, they were having a lot of players getting injured.
They
That
only
field
had
didn't,
one goalkeeper.
yeah, that field didn't look like the greatest quality either. I don't know if some of the injuries were happening just because of that as well. Because yeah,
Yeah,
um,
it was interesting because, like you said, you could tell the talent level different, and then you see on something else. I think it was Costa Rica beat like the British Virgin Islands 26-0.
well, you remember last year the U.S. beat the Virgin Islands like
Or
22 nothing, and Chase Adams had like 10 goals
yeah,
for
something like
the
that.
same tournament.
So, I mean, I say that all to say some of these games, like the whole time they're talking about U.S. had to score because the Dominican Republic, I think it was, didn't they put up 10 on Grenada? So like,
Yeah, so they have a plus 15 goal differential. The
yeah.
US now has a plus 18 goal differential, and they're playing Dominican Republic on Tuesday at 1 p.m. And so they can basically get their qualification by either winning or having a draw against Dominican Republic.
Yeah, and that's interesting as well. So there's no guarantees. I mean, you know,
Dominican Republic put up a lot of goals, so it's not like
I mean,
it's
you
necessarily a cakewalk
assume,
here.
but like I was reading somewhere where like even Mexico, they have to play Trinidad Tobago. Nothing's for certain in these
Mm-mm.
qualifiers.
No.
Um, but it is interesting, and you assume, yeah, maybe US should have a pretty good shot, but
I think they've qualified in the last like 19 of 20 years or
something
something
like
like
that.
that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really happy to see those two guys, especially Malik. I mean, I get it. It's St. Kitts and Nevis and Grenada,
Like people are saying, "Oh, put Malik up on the first team. Let's pump the brakes."
and St.
Okay.
Vincent and the Grenadines, but at the same time, it's like, okay, good players are going to score goals on those teams. I mean, I get it.
Hmm.
But I want to see what he does against some better competition. Obviously, I think we all do.
Yeah.
But hey, again, happy for the guy. Um, one thing I did notice, I was looking at some of the attendance for these matches.
Yeah.
Guess what the combined attendance for both of those matches were? Combined,
What?
525. They had in the first game 300, what was it, 300 and some? Yesterday was 275 people in attendance.
It's a small island
It
nation.
is. Well, and that's where I'm getting to. It's like,
Well, and that's the same thing with just these teams too. They're playing some small island nations. Like, how much of a pool of talent are they going to have?
right.
But then that's when you see a team like Curacao making the World Cup, which, by the
Yeah.
way,
Yeah. I
I've
think
been to Curacao. It's a beautiful island, and I'm excited because
it,
we
it,
got
it
World Cup tickets.
I get your point there. It's a
Mhm.
small island country. It's U-17 qualify. I'm actually more shocked that, some of those numbers, I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
huh. I thought it'd be less. But
But yeah, I mean,
I did see a couple of the numbers where there were some bigger crowds.
yeah, but no, I mean that's still good that they got some
Yeah,
crowd there,
they
and
got a crowd there.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah, so congrats to the US. Looking forward to seeing what comes on Tuesday, and
Yeah.
Speaking of Tuesday, I will be heading to the Snow Bowl.
Hmm.
And that, for anyone who's unaware, I have an article with everything you need to know about it on our website, but we've talked about it already. But the Snow Bowl is going to be held at the Wisfis Bank Sportsplex in the in the indoor fields at right near Subaru Park at the complex there, and it's going to feature U15s, U16s, and U18s from the Union Academy against some great teams from Europe and elsewhere. So yeah, I'm going to be there on Tuesday taking in. You can see all the matches streaming online. So go to the Union Academy's website, or you can go to our website where I have it linked as well.
Yeah, no, I think that's going to be exciting. So we're definitely going to be covering some stuff
Yeah, we'll be
there.
covering that here and there all week,
Yeah.
but I'll be there Tuesday. You're going to be there one of the days. I think we'll both be there Saturday. So
Yeah, and then we Help Kick Hunger is on Sunday, the 15th at
2SP.
2SP
Hmm.
Brewing.
Yep. For Sons of
From
Ben.
1 for 4, tickets are still $60. You can get them on their um website, I believe.
Yep.
So yeah, that'll be fun. And
Union's doing their kit launches. I expect the kit like reveal to be sometime this week, and
I'm sure they're
it's been it
leaked.
just been leaked as of yesterday. Supposedly, you as you listening, you've probably seen it at this point. And so, Kyle, what are your thoughts of the supposedly leaked kit?
I'm gonna save my thoughts until I
Mm,
actually see the reveal
yeah.
because I want to see a little bit more of it. I mean, it's a picture, you know. Like I want to see what it looks like with like shorts. Like, do they have
Yeah, I want to see the whole
like
package there.
the
Yeah, yeah,
aesthetics?
for
So
sure. But
I mean, it's kind of something we talked about the last episode. If this isn't the D&D kit, um, that I said, I really feel like with the way they're rolling this out with like this places around Philadelphia, that this is going to be a celebratory, um, kit of the city of Philly. And what I've seen, it
yeah,
kind of fits. So we'll
yeah.
talk about that more in
Yeah,
our
I
episode.
cannot wait to do kit review episode for all the kits in the league. And not only that, I'm looking forward to whatever Union 2 has for their kits as well. So,
I'm interested in that too. Also, speaking of Union 2, yeah, they got like the first team, they got a game. I think they're playing Rhode Island this week.
yeah, so they had I guess closed door match against
That's
Stetson. They didn't put any information out about that one. So, um also but yeah, they have a match against Rhode Island. So,
so yeah,
that's on Thursday, I
yeah.
think. So, yeah.
So a lot more information going to be coming out this week for us. So
Yeah.
keep an eye out.
Yep. And so hopefully we'll get some roster news for Union 2 soon. I mean, the season's quickly approaching. So,
Yeah,
I mean, as we're recording this, this is the 8th, and the Union are going to be playing pretty soon.
yeah,
So, but yeah, and Union 2 as well. So looking forward to that, and I'm sure there'll be lots more news coming. And so, yeah,
yeah.
stay
Stay
tuned.
tuned. All right, and this is all for this episode of the One Team We Agree On.
Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and follow us on our socials, and spread the word because we appreciate that, and we love hearing from you. So leave us comments and leave us your opinions. And yeah, thanks to everyone for listening.
Yes, definitely. Until next time, I'm Kyle.
I'm Jillian.
We'll see you at the game.